Hello everybody, I am back once again to do another revisit Loud House episode that the Loud House critic has done in the past. Like me with last year with Toads and Tiara, this time I'm going to revisit and do my own thoughts on this episode of Read Aloud from Season 2. Well, it may not be my personal favorite episode of Season 2, it is my favorite Lola Loud episode. And I think the main reason why is because I really enjoyed the story of this episode. It may be a typical story when a younger sibling is struggling to read or doesn't want to have anyone else find out the reason why they don't want to read. So they try to avoid it as much as they can, and they get very annoyed if people keep pushing them to read. And then eventually the older person finally finds out why they struggle to read and even offer to teach them to read, and it works. And now it's time for me to talk about the characters of this episode. Of course, there are 3 characters I'm going to talk about, or I guess technically multiple, but you know me, I like to separate them from big groups sometimes if it's too many. I'm going to talk about Lola, Lincoln, and the Loud family. I'm going to start off with Lola. Now, like I just said, this is my favorite Lola Loud episode, and I have a few reasons why this is. First of all, she is an incredibly relatable character, like I said many times in the past. She had a hard time reading for a very long time, and she tries to avoid it as much as she can. She did a pretty good job with it most of the time, but her family kept pushing her over and over again, trying to get her to read so they can win a contest from Smith-Partee. I hope I pronounced that right. Chuck E. Cheese reference, nice. And when Lincoln gave her a book to read, she didn't even bother reading it and get super annoyed when her family keep begging her to read over and over again. She never did, and when she fought Lincoln for him to stop getting her to read, she finally confessed that it was too hard for her to read. And like I said, it was really relatable because when I was a kid, around this time this episode aired back in elementary school, I used to get super annoyed with a lot of people trying to get me read, because that's all my elementary school cared about was math and reading. But they used to make us read for like certain levels to get trophies, and they also give us the most impossible books to read, or at least for me, because well, I'm a 1st grade level reading. I'm not a 5th and 6th grade level reader. And I got so mad that they keep doing it to me over and over again, force me to read, that I literally just refuse to do it. I literally just do cheating and just look up the answers on the old reading test I used to do back then, and I got 2 trophies because of it. Yeah, I know what I did was cheating and it was wrong, but if those people can please just stop making me read, it was definitely well worth it. Thank God for the Match Trails audiobooks, or I would not even be reading at all, even to this day, who still hates reading. But hey, Lola actually finally managed to read, and even though she struggled a little bit, Lincoln was there to help her. And when she did, she read a whole book, and even though she lost the contest because, you know, they didn't meet the deadline, she also even hugged Lincoln, which was very nice. And she even stood up to Lincoln when the family said that Lincoln blew it. And the Loud family is, well, I'll get to them in a little bit. So yeah, I think this is easily Lola's best appearance, as she was pretty relatable to me, and maybe to some other people in general. Although it is debated on why she was able to read back in the season 1 episode Ties That Bind, because she clearly can read World's Best Dad with Chocolate Chips, and she also read a book in Brawl in the Family. But I have heard rumors that this episode actually takes place before both of those episodes, but who the hell knows? The Loud House timeline is extremely confusing, especially with the first Loud House movie, that who even cares anymore? And now it's time for me to talk about Lincoln, and I really like Lincoln in this episode. He was definitely a good big brother to Lola, especially when he offered Lola to help her read after when he found out that Lola had a hard time reading. And even though Lincoln sort of pushed her throughout the episode, at least he stopped and listened to her of her reasons why she refused to read. And Lincoln didn't even bother with the contest anymore because that wasn't important. What was more important was helping his little sister learn how to read. And he succeeded as Lola managed to read an entire book. So while I don't really have a lot more to say about Lincoln in this episode, all you need to know is that he was pretty good in this episode and really likable. unlike his family. And now it's time for me to talk about the Loud family. And holy crap, the Loud family in this episode was so awful. Seriously, they were completely unlikable in this episode throughout the entire time. Like seriously, these people only care about goddamn pizza rather than their own son slash daughter slash sister slash brother. And they also try to push Lola to reading throughout the entire episode over and over again, and they just won't shut the hell up about it. All because there's some stupid slice of pizza from a goddamn library contest. Do you want to know why I don't like episodes like Wheel and Deal or Feast of Family from season 4? Is because both Lincoln and Lynn Zener in those episodes kept telling Lana and Luann over and over again that we should upgrade the car, or I want you to take over the restaurant. Just not getting it that Lana and Luann said no over and over again until like the last minute. And when they do apologize in the end of the episode, it just does not feel earned, and I don't buy their apology at all. And that's pretty much what the Loud family did in this episode. They just continued to push Lola into reading for the stupid pizza contest at the library over and over again, and just not get it that Lola clearly doesn't want to do it, even though she said it several times, until the last minute. Also, this is just a small thing, but I'm mostly criticizing the parents for this one, but how the hell did they not know that Lola could not read? Like, seriously, they did not notice that at all? Like, you would have think that the Loud parents would at least notice that Lola had a hard time reading, and maybe send her to her doctor to see if she has dyslexia. Oh yeah, and I forgot that the episode likes to claim that Lola has dyslexia, but that is complete false. Like, even my mom, who is a special ed teacher, said that Lola does not have dyslexia at all. And after watching this episode, I definitely agree with that. Now, I may not know much about dyslexia, but still. And of course, the worst thing about the Loud family in this episode is that they literally blame the entire thing on Lincoln of something that wasn't even his fault at all. They seriously say that he was the one that caused the problem and caused losing pizza of the library reading contest. Like, I'm sorry guys, but what the hell is that all about? Like, didn't they just blame this on Lola like 2 minutes ago, saying that she blew it? Hell, even Luann said that in that scene.
Yeah, I'd like to give Lola a pizza my mind. But seriously, she ruined everything.
But I guess not, because they immediately changed their minds once they found Lincoln and Lola coming out from the study room. Thank God Lola actually managed to stand up to Lincoln at the end, saying that it was her fault. I'm pretty sure most people, myself kind of included, did not see that coming, especially with Lola at that time. So this also proves that Lincoln and Lola's sibling relationship isn't as bad as people say it is. It may not be perfect, but it's not bad. Unlike what people said about Lincoln and Lynn's sibling relationship, which I don't buy that at all. You know, I may have always made fun of Lincoln fans and the Loud House fandom in the past for defending Lincoln, even if it was his own damn fault for causing the problem in the first place, or he's just as guilty as the rest of his family is. But this is one of those rare times where I will actually agree with Lincoln fans and the Loud House fans that Lincoln was mistreated horribly in this episode, or specifically in this scene. And this also proves I'm not a Lincoln hater like some people make it out to be. And this is not the first time I have defended Lincoln. I have defended him quite a few times, in fact. Like Super Consequences, Space Invaders, Schooled, No Bus, No Fuss, The Hurt Lockers, A Night to Remember, Clothes Incurred of the Nerd Kind. Hell, even the god-awful live-action Really Haunted Loud House, I even defended Lincoln in that movie. So yeah, stop saying that I hate Lincoln, guys. It is not true that I hate Lincoln. And I'm really getting sick and tired of arguing with people about it. Because, again, it's not true at all. I may have bashed him in the past, but I don't hate him. In fact, the Loud House critic has said it best with Lynn. I don't hate Lincoln, I just hate some of the decisions he makes. Also, there is one more small thing I would like to point out. And it's something I didn't even notice until I recently rewatched this episode for this review. So we all know that Lisa disguised because she owes the librarian a lot of money. But yet in the very first episode that we see her in the library, she is clearly not wearing the disguise, and yet the librarian is standing right there next to her. I know the Loud House adults are not the smartest people in the world, but come on. And other than that, that's pretty much my opinions of Read Aloud from Season 2. my favorite Lola Loud episode ever created, and one of the most relatable Loud House episode to me of all time. So yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thank you to the Loud House critic for letting me review another episode. I got to go now. So goodbye everybody and have a great day. And also, just like last year when I reviewed Toads and Tiaras, today is my 21st birthday. Woohoo! So happy 21st birthday to me!